òrìṣà àṣé tí gbogbo ènìyàn ń bọ tí wọ́n sì bọ̀wọ̀ fún tí a sì ń gba agbára lọ́wọ́ ń wọ. À ń lu agbára ń wọ láti ṣiṣẹ́ ìyanu.
She's here.
We are religion, and we are just dying to meet you.
Kathleen Walls. And I'm Natalie Laporte. And you are watching Dr. Walls and Friends on the Emoja Communications Network.
Where is my passion, purpose? Where can I find it? Where is my passion, purpose? Where can I find it? Where is my passion, purpose? Where can I find it? Dr. Walls and Friends, where I find it? Dr. Walls and Friends. Dr. Walls and Friends, where I find it? Dr. Walls and Friends. I find passion, purpose, inspiration too. At Dr. Walls and Friends, where I find it. Dr. Walls and Friends. Dr. Walls and Friends, where I find it. Dr. Walls and Friends. Dr. Walls.
Welcome to Dr. Walls and Friends. We are here live at the Urban Action Showcase and Expo, in New York City. And I am here with someone who you've heard on the radio many times. A few times. Now you get a chance to put a face to the voice that we hear. Mr. Khalil Massey, how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm blessed. I'm well. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
That's good.
And
That's
so
good.
excited to finally meet you in person.
Definitely. Happy to meet you too. Didn't plan on seeing you,
I
but
know,
exactly.
and here we are.
Exactly.
So now tell the people, those of you who've heard you on the radio, they know a little bit about you. But now we're in TV land.
Okay.
So now tell the people about what you do.
Okay, I'm a actor. I started as an actor first, and I segued into producing and writing. I do a little choreography. I'm a martial artist also. So I kind of wear different hats.
Yes, you do.
In the film and production world.
And some of you, give the people a good look at that face, because you might have seen a hat on him about a week ago.
Okay.
On the blacklist.
Yeah. I was in a robe first, then I was in.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, I was Joseph Batuala, and I was a game poacher, a super criminal who was taken out by more super criminals.
Yes.
So it was I was part of a major storyline. I had my little major network, 5 Minutes of Fame.
Yeah,
so, you know.
throughout the entire episode, though.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was the part that I liked, and I said, boy, he good. He real good, because they had him when he was alive, and they still had him acting when he was dead.
Oh yeah, I had to do my see, that's acting too. I had to do my little what you call mime thing.
Yes.
Body control is also part of acting also, so
Exactly.
it came in handy.
Exactly.
It came
Now,
in.
when did you know that you wanted to be a part of this film industry?
Oh wow. Well, like every martial artist, I was, I grew up in the martial arts. I saw martial art films on the screen, and I was always interested. I was a fighter first. I was actually a competitive fighter. But that thing was in me that I always wanted to get on the screen. So when I got to a place in my fighting career where I thought, do I want to go any further with this, or do I want to act? And I made the decision to act.
Okay.
And I went to the Harlem Theater. I auditioned to get into the Harlem Theater Company in New York City. Made my way in there, and it was just, I kept going from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And so then how did you transition from that into writing, directing?
Because I transitioned into writing and all the other aspects is because as a person of color, sometimes we have to create our own content in order to get, anything done.
The roles
in order
that
to
you
get
want.
the roles
That's
that
right.
you want, anything like that. So that was the obvious next choice to me was, okay, let me write something.
Okay.
Showed it to a few friends. They said, you know what, let's produce it. So and you know, people I meet in the industry who are writers and directors and producers, and I continually try to network with people and build my base. And so I show them my work, and they pulled me in and taught me how to produce. Still learning. I'm just a long learning curve.
Yes, it is.
So I have mentors and peers who are, you know, bringing me along with them and
Wonderful.
learning the whole 360 degrees of producing content instead of just being in front of the camera, being behind it as well,
Right.
or writing or whatever that is.
Right.
It's a journey.
Now, on this journey, it brings you to events like today.
Yeah.
Tell us about the significance of today's event.
Today is the second annual Urban Action Showcase and Expo. It's a first of a kind event for martial artists or people who are into action films, comic books, all of those type of genres, multimedia aspects of action and martial arts. It's a great event. Demetrius Angelo puts this thing on.
Yes.
I don't know how he does it, but he gets it done. You have everybody here from Ron Van Cleef to Ty Mock of The Last Dragon.
And it's the 30th anniversary of The Last Dragon.
You have many of the actors and actresses who were in the film are here today. So it's a real big event. I have a script in competition here also. And I have video in the 2-minute warning choreography competition also. So seeing what comes out of that. And it's just great to be here. I have old friends, new friends,
Wonderful.
and new friends.
That's right.
Even though we
That's
talked
right.
before.
Dr. Walls and friends.
Exactly.
We the friends now.
Exactly. Old friend
That's
over here. So it's all love.
That's wonderful. And you know who I was excited? I had the opportunity to meet Gloria Hendry this morning.
Oh, okay.
Yes, from Black Belt Jones, the
I
first
saw her
woman of
yesterday.
color
I saw her yesterday.
to be a love interest for James Bond.
I saw her at the after party. HBO party.
Yes.
Definitely. So it's a trailblazing event.
Yes, it is.
It's a trailblazing event, yeah.
Well, I thank you so much for taking this time with us.
Definitely. I thank you for having me.
And good luck. And I guess we'll hear about it on the radio.
Oh, definitely.
All right.
Well, I'll come back on soon and talk about it.
Of course.
Definitely.
All right. And we'll be back shortly on Dr. Walls and Friends.
Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening, but they fought with expert timing. There were funky Chinamen from funky Chinatown. They were chopping them up, they were chopping them down. It's an ancient Chinese art, and everybody knew their part. From a fainting to a step and a kicking from the hip, everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening.
Welcome back to Dr. Walls and Friends, and I am here with
Cynthia Rothrock.
And now you are longstanding in the martial arts or in the action film community.
Yes, I am. I started my first film in Hong Kong in 1985 called Yes, Madam, and I've been doing films ever since.
Did you know? When did you know that this was the type of movies that you wanted to make?
Well, when I was a little girl and I was studying martial arts here in New York, and my teacher would take us to Chinatown, and I'd see the Jackie Chan movies. So I always had this fantasy as I'd love to be in a movie with Jackie Chan, and I'd go home and I'd practice all his movements. And then one day I get this call, we're going to do an audition. You know, they were looking for a guy. They were looking for a Caucasian Bruce Lee. They were saying, that's what we want. And they said, well, should we bring girls? And they said, yeah, bring the girls. But I went and I auditioned. They said, well, we're going to go with a girl instead. So I went to Hong Kong. I had no idea about filming, what it was about. I thought I was going to play period films. I'd have my hair in braids, razor blades. I'm thinking, you know, the old movies that I saw. And they're like, no, you're going to play a cop from England. And I was, wow. So I thought, this is one film I'm going to do. How cool is that? Someday I'll be on a poster. I could show my kids, your mom was in a film. And I had no idea it was going to be a career. And it was perfect for me because I was competing in professionally. And that was my 5th year. And I wanted to retire undefeated. And it happened at my 5th year. So I went from one transition of, you know, competing professionally professionally into doing films, and that film broke box office records, and then I got movie after movie, and
Look at that.
thank God I've been blessed, and I've been, working ever since.
Yes. And so now this latest film, what led you to it? What drew you to it?
Well, James Wilson and Don Wilson are very good friends of mine, and James said to me, I want to do a film that's a family film, and I want to do it with you and Don, and he had this vision. And finally, he put it together, and, we all worked on the story. Michael Bumgarn, the director, wrote this great script, and to me, I love the message that it portrays. There's so many martial artists in this. I think it's probably the most action people anybody has ever seen on screen because everybody wanted to be part of it. But to me, it was working with all my best friends, and how great is that?
Wonderful.
When you're just having a blast and everybody's all in the love of trying to get this project done and putting their best effort into it
Yes.
on a small budget.
Yes, yes. Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for taking this time to join us.
Thank
and
you.
we look forward to seeing you in the movies.
Yes, thank you.
All right, we'll be back shortly on Dr. Walls and Friends.
The Greatest Soul Journey by Dr. Kathleen E. Walls is a workbook-style journal designed to assist you in taking an honest look at your life. This journal will provide you with clarity and help you assess your life, your relationships, your thoughts and beliefs, and the ways in which you are working toward your greatest life. For copies of The Greatest Soul Journey, go to AskDrWalls.com. That's AskDrWalls.com. And remember, live your greatest life.
I'm Dr. Kathleen Walls.
And I'm Khalil Masi.
And you are watching Dr. Walls and Friends on UCCN. Welcome back to Dr. Walls and Friends on UCCN at the Urban Action Showcase and Expo here in Manhattan, New York. And I am here with the cast of The Martial Arts Kid. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
All right. So now let's do quick introductions. I'm going to start over here to my left.
Hello, my name's Graham Elwood, and I play security guard number 1.
Cynthia Rothrock, and I play Aunt Cindy.
TJ Storm, and I play Coach Kane.
Dr. Kathleen Walls, and I play Dr. Kathleen Walls.
Matthew Ziff, and I play the bully Bo Whitlaw.
Don the Dragon Wilson, I play Uncle Glenn.
Go ahead.
Lorraine Ziff, shopkeeper.
And
Nassim Harizi, I play Hamza.
yes, you do. All right. So who here would like to say real quick about what is the movie about? Who's the best spokesperson to tell us a little bit about the movie?
Well, yeah, I've been talking. Maybe you should talk about the. But no, it's a very strong theme, anti-bullying themed film. It shows the martial arts and what the martial arts can do. Instead of just teaching punching and kicking, it actually helps a person get the confidence and the strength to overcome all life's adversities, not just fighting.
Excellent. And now, when is the movie coming out? Do we have a date yet?
April next year.
April from the sky.
April 2015. Wonderful. Well, it is fabulous having all of you here together. And then we're going to break out and we're going to talk with each of you individually about your acting career and just what are your goals. Sound good?
Beautiful.
Okay, so we'll be back shortly on Dr. Walls and Friends. I'm Dr. Kathleen Walls.
And I am TJ Storm, and you are watching Dr. Walls and Friends on UCCN.
Welcome to Dr. Walls and Friends on UCCN, and I am here with Matthew Ziff. Matthew, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
Oh, wonderful, and I love when people are doing fantastic. So now tell us about your acting career.
Okay. I started right here in New York when I was a little kid. Lots of commercials, modeling, that kind of stuff. I was on Conan when I was a little kid.
Wow.
In one of the Christmas episodes.
Yes.
I did a lot of theater, and then in the last few years I've done like 15 films.
All right.
A lot of them are coming out now, and they're just finishing up editing all that stuff. And you can see one of my starring roles, a film called Treachery. It's available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Vimeo on demand. Soon it'll be on demand cable, all that stuff too. So
now, what's it been like for you to transition from theater to film?
It was not really. It was a pretty easy transition for me because I've done more film than I have theater.
Okay.
I know for a lot of people it's very difficult. and I've spoken to some of my friends who maybe started in theater,
Yes.
and they've said that it's because in film, theater is considered overacting.
Yes.
And it's almost harder to pull that back than it is to go bigger. So a lot of respect for theater people, though. Don't get me wrong; they're incredible, nailing it every day.
Yes, yes.
Putting up a different show every day, like that's
amazing.
That's incredible. Yeah, they're amazing.
Yes.
We cheat a little, getting like 7 takes.
That's it.
No, only 2 or 3. But no, really though, it's a difficult transition.
Okay.
For most people though.
So for you now, like you said, you've done about 15 films now, and you have this film coming out next year.
Yeah.
So now tell us about this film and what led you to this film.
Okay. Yeah. So the film is Martial Arts Kid. And I play Bo Whitlaw. He's the bully, tough guy in the film. And
we're stopping the interview. We don't talk to bullies. It's over.
Oh no! I swear I'm a nice guy.
That face. Yes, you are. Okay, go ahead. Tell us about the movie.
All right. So it's a great anti-bullying message, and my character, although he's a bully, it's different from the Karate Kid back in the day with Billy Zabka. He really is just a mean guy. He wants his power over everybody. He wants to control.
Right.
And through martial arts, it's teaching Jansen Panettiere's the other lead. It's teaching him that you have to respect others and self-confidence and really feeling confident and how to deal with people in a mature way, and also protect yourself if you need to.
Yes.
So it's a really great message.
Yeah.
And I actually look a lot different in the film. I put on 30 pounds.
Did
I
you?
shaved my head, grew a goatee, so I'm a lot big, bulky, and mean for that. Lot small, lot skinnier now.
I can't even picture that. So now we all have to go out and see this movie.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be fantastic. I'm really excited for people to be able to see it.
Well, that is wonderful. Well, thank you so much for taking this time to talk with us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, you are welcome. And we'll be back on Dr. Walls and Friends. I'm Dr. Kathleen Walls.
Hi, and I'm Cynthia Rothrock, and you're watching Dr. Walls and Friends on UCCN.
Welcome back to Dr. Walls on UCCN, and I am standing here with a face that I know looks very familiar to many of you, and I know to me.
Well, the producers tell me that women don't watch my movies, so...
No, do they?
That's what they say. Oh, we don't need love stories, we don't need strong female roles. They go, this is all for teenage guys.
Really? Well, give the people a little bit of history. First, tell them your name and tell them your history in the acting. In acting.
Well, my name is Don the Dragon Wilson. I've been acting since 1982. My first film was a Hong Kong film, and then my first starring role in the U.S. was 1988, and that was Blood Fist.
And so since then, what types you've been staying within the action genre?
They've all been action, and they're a specific kind of action, martial art action. But I do crossovers. It's martial arts with horror. I fought vampires.
Okay.
I've done sci-fis, several sci-fis, and I kind of mix it. Cop actioners. I played policemen. The next movie I'm doing is a vampire movie, another vampire movie.
Okay.
So we cross the genres. There's always punching and kicking.
Oh.
So if you're a martial art fan, you will not be disappointed. But I do add other things. It's not just about the punches and the kicks.
Okay. Now with this movie, what led you to do this movie?
My brother, basically. He said he wanted to produce a movie, and I hadn't even read the script. But of course, my mom's going to give me room restriction if I don't do whatever my brother tells me. If he asks me to be in his movie, I can't say no.
That's right.
So basically, when I read the script, though, I was very happy because it was a good script. It has a certain amount of humor, a lot of heart, a lot of good family values, and traditional martial art values. So it's got a good anti-bullying message. It's got some action, although not like my movies. Nobody dies in this movie.
Wonderful.
I have killed up to 90 people in one movie.
Oh my goodness.
By myself, by the way.
Wow.
It was a war movie, and I don't know how this got past me, but I didn't realize it. There's a guy on YouTube who does what he calls the kill count. He takes actors and he goes through a movie and he counts everybody they kill. Well, in my kill count, it's over 90 people in one movie.
Wow.
So the martial art kid is nothing like that.
Well, good.
It's something the whole family can see.
This is something the family can watch.
The one I did, the other one I'm talking about, the family shouldn't. No. Right. My kids, I won't even let them watch it. No.
Well, we're glad you chose to do this one and keep it family friendly.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. All right, and we'll be back shortly on Dr. Walls and Friends.
Ruby Burke of Children's Book Workshop is Vice President and Executive Director of Operations of Sisters in Harmony. Ruby is an international author, mentor, and speaker. As a survivor of domestic violence, Ruby actively speaks about this topic both nationally and internationally. Ruby is the author of Survivors Emancipation Day and Yap Yap the Talking Horse. Ruby also works with youth to build their self-esteem, combat the effects of bullying, and understand the importance of developing their goals and realizing their dreams. For speaking engagements, mentoring workshops, or book signings, call Ruby Burke, 301-523-9498, www.rubyburke.com.
Welcome back to Dr. Walls and Friends on UCCN. I'm here with Lorraine Ziff. Lorraine, how are you doing today?
Well, thank you. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. And so we had an opportunity to meet your son earlier, who is an actor. Now, did he get that acting bug from you, that acting gene?
I think he might have. I've been doing this for about a zillion years.
Tell us about your acting career.
I started in college, in middle school, went to it for college, went and did a lot of other things, and I think we were speaking about the fact that I'm also a licensed social worker.
Yes.
So I worked in a school district for a long time, and I brought that acting to that. We did a lot of anti-bullying stuff.
I know you did.
Yeah, so when, oh my goodness. So when this movie came out, and it's perfect. It sends a wonderful message.
Yes.
So.
And now, what's your role in the movie?
Interestingly,
yes.
I am a shopkeeper where all of the bullying seems to occur. And so I'm often the person who's comforting those who are being picked on.
Okay. So you felt like you were back in old stomping ground, just a different a different hat, so
I was
to
just
speak.
doing my thing.
Exactly. Now, are there other movies that you've been in, or other roles that you played?
I'm in a movie called Mindless, which, interestingly, each of these movies is somehow socially responsible, of course. That has to do with a girl who's being drugged. So, yeah, and my role is that of a mom whose son has been killed.
Okay.
So there's that. I'm in another movie called The Girl. That's a kidnapping.
Very intense.
Drama, heavy drama stuff. However, I just got picked up for a comedy, which is a very dark comedy, so you have to have a good sense of humor.
Okay.
That's starting filming in December.
Wonderful.
Called Andover, yeah. So
you've been busy.
I have been.
Now let me ask you this. What is it like for you, having been or being a licensed social worker, to doing the acting? Do you find it easier to step into the roles because of that empathy and rapport building that you're able to do maybe with the characters as they're developing, as you're getting to know and understand them?
Absolutely. You never walk away from it, of course. So you always want to sort of try to get into the head of the character, try to get into the emotions of what's happening. Interestingly, in addition to acting, I do producing.
Okay.
So I'm still being that social worker on set when I'm trying to calm people down. I'm sure you are. The actors and actresses saying, not that big a deal, relax.
Yes. Who knew that those skills were going to come in handy?
Every day.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for taking this time to join us.
Thank you for your time.
And we look forward to seeing you on screen.
Thank you.
All right, and we'll be back shortly on Dr. Walls and Friends.
United Youth Marines is watching Dr. Walls and Friends on UCCN.
Welcome back to Dr. Walls and Friends, and I am here with TJ Storm. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here at the Urban Action Showcase Expo. This place is amazing. It's popping with incredible energy.
Yes, it is. And you know what? I'm so glad that you mentioned that. Tell for you, why is an expo like this so important?
It's absolutely important to see. Well, first off, I mean, they're celebrating The Last Dragon, which was one of the first films that I saw a diverse cast doing the stuff that I wanted to do.
Yes.
I mean, it started with Bruce Lee, and I'm like, he's different. Why is he different? I didn't even understand it because I was too young.
Yes.
And then I saw Bruce Leroy on the screen. I saw Timok, and I'm like, oh, he looks like me.
Exactly.
I wonder if I could do that. And it made me think in a different way. And I think that is so important to show diversity in our storytelling, in our media. It is absolutely important that we get this out there, a diverse world, to represent our real world.
That's right.
Especially America. We're supposed to be home of the brave, land of the free, and it doesn't always appear that way. On television, we don't see the diverse cast. So I'm very happy to be a part of the new age of diversity in media.
Yeah. And even as you talk about a diverse cast, I had the opportunity to meet the cast of this current movie that you're in.
The martial arts kid.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a very diverse cast.
It is. Don the Dragon Wilson is Asian, Cynthia Rothrock, Caucasian. I'm mixed, as you can tell. We have an incredible cast. Matthew Ziff, Lorraine Ziff, Graham
the young
Elwood.
one, Nassim.
Nassim is an amazing martial artist.
Yes.
He's Middle Eastern, I believe. So, and he's an incredible talent. Everybody has a great spirit and loads of talent on this cast.
Now tell me, what led you to this movie? What made you say, yes, I want to do this movie?
The moral of this is anti-bullying. It's not just because there's a huge anti-bullying movement right now.
Yes.
It's to say there shouldn't be bullies. I don't think that's realistic. I don't think it's realistic that we're going to eradicate bullies. I do think it's realistic to teach your children you can stand up.
That's right.
You can do something about it. And that's what the martial arts is kind of about. It's about self-empowerment. No matter who you are, there is knowledge to allow you to get stronger, to become wiser, and to change the world around you. And that's kind of what it's about.
Yes, I agree. And as you know, I'm sitting here going, Storm. Storm is my favorite X-Men character. You have lightning coming down. That's right.
You know, this shirt was clean, and that's it. I came here with 3 choices, and this was my last choice.
That was your last choice, and the perfect choice for today.
Yes, it was perfect.
There we
It worked
go.
out.
Yes, exactly. So now tell, if people would like to find out more information about you or find out more movies that you're doing, what's the best way for them to follow you?
It's easy. Just throw my name into the Google, and you will find TJ Storm. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I don't know what I'm doing on Twitter, but I am.
But you're there.
And he just contact me and let's do this together.
All right, perfect. Well, we will take the world by storm with you, and make it a much better place.
Absolutely, I love that.
All right, it was great talking with you on camera and off
Thank you
camera.
as well, Doctor.
All right, take care, and we'll be back shortly on Dr. Walls and Friends. I'm Dr. Kathleen Walls.
And I'm Katoria Crawford.
And you are watching Dr. Walls and Friends on UCCN. Welcome back to Dr. Walls and Friends on UCCN, and I am here with
Graham Elwood.
That's right, Graham.
Yes.
See, I was just going to say Graham, but I wanted to get the full name in there.
Yeah.
So, Graham, how are you doing today?
I'm good. It's cool. I got to see the trailer for Martial Arts Kid.
Yes.
Which is really cool. I have a small part in it.
Tell us about it.
I play security guard number 1.
Not number 1.
Yeah, the
number 1.
The number 1 security.
Look at this face right here. He will be the first security guard that you see. Okay, go ahead.
So, hopefully I'm going to win an Oscar.
I believe you can.
If security guard number 1 doesn't get nominated,
That's right.
the system is broken.
The system is completely broken.
Let's call it what it is.
Yes, flawed.
So, it's so cool. I know Don the Dragon Wilson and Cynthia because through my martial arts instructor, Jerry Blank, introduced me to them. And they're awesome. They've come, I'm a stand-up comedian. So they've come to, so I have no marketable skills.
Oh, you
You have a degree. I do not.
Well, let me tell you something. My mother always told me, she told me how funny I was. She always told me I was 2 routines away from being a professional stand-up comedian. Now, I've been 2 routines away for a while. A long time. So I'm not quite sure how funny I really am.
You got to work on those routines.
Yes, I do. Just 2 more.
Enough with the psychology, trying to make the world a better place.
That's right. Let's make them laugh.
Yeah, there you go. Here you go. Write some jokes.
Exactly.
So yeah, they asked me to be in the film, I have a fun little scene with Don the Dragon Wilson, and it was such a cool experience to be. I'm a huge martial arts fan, obviously, but to see that they went for the family and the no bullying. I have 6 nieces and nephews, so they're all having to deal with that, you know, and so to have a film that addresses that is
perfect.
It's great. I'm glad they're doing it.
Yes, and it's one of those things where so far it's timeless. I mean, hopefully we'll get to a point where we don't have to worry about bullying anymore. That would be wonderful, and it will become a history film.
Right.
That would be great. Remember that thing called bullying? Right.
That would be so great.
So, but it's wonderful. Now, you said you're also a stand-up comedian.
Yes, I've been a stand-up comic since I was 18. So I travel all over the country. I do shows. I've done shows in Afghanistan and Iraq for the military, which is some of the most life-changing, rewarding shows I've ever done.
I'm sure.
You know, and they love terrifying you as a civilian, telling you it's going to be pretty dangerous, and you're like, ah. Like, so that's been a really cool thing, and I then I started getting into martial arts just for this sort of exercise, and then it became more. I saw what it could be and how it's more of a lifestyle and a spirituality and all this stuff, and so it's really cool to be involved in a project like this.
Wonderful. Now, people would like to hear some of your jokes, and they'd like to maybe giggle every once in a while.
They want to hear something. They can go to GrahamElwood.com. I'm on Twitter at Graham Elwood. I have a Facebook fan page called Graham Elwood as Comedy as well. So
wonderful.
Check all that out.
All right. Any YouTube videos?
I do have a Graham Elwood. My name is that's my branding, baby.
There you go.
So yeah, I have a YouTube channel.
Okay.
So you can see videos of all that stuff.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then my tour dates. I travel all over the U.S. and the world. And
okay. All right, so look in the camera so they can see your face. Remember this face? Security guard number 1. All right.
Academy Awards, baby.
That's right. Here he comes. Here he comes. And we'll be back shortly on Dr. Walls and Friends.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you very much.
It was so nice to meet you.
Welcome back to Dr. Walls and Friends on UCCN. We are live at the Urban Action Showcase and Expo here in Manhattan, New York. And I am here with Katori. How are you?
Good.
And with Mark. How are you doing today?
I'm very good, thank you, Doctor.
And we are in the presence of a young actress. Can you tell the people about your web series?
Okay, so there's like 7-year.
What's it called?
Oh, it's called the Invaders web series. And there's this little girl, and she's just like really and she's like really smart, and like she has a stuffed bear named Mr. Snuggles, and he goes, no, not him, but I'm doing my daily blog in my room, and then the power shuts off because my mom is using, she tripped the circuit breaker again, and then the lightning, thunder and lightning, I don't know, boom.
They come together and make a noise?
And then it turns off the light, and then there's this drone thing that
Spaceship?
Yes, a spaceship that goes outside. And then I come to my window, and then I put my hand on it, and my hand starts glowing blue.
Oh my goodness.
And then there are these voices in my head that tells me, oh, you're the savior of the world. You have to take care of the world, and you're gonna use these powers. And then I use the powers, and I accidentally shoot my mom and blast a hole in the wall.
So you had to learn how to control those powers?
Yeah.
Wow, how interesting. How interesting. So now, Mark, what is your role in this?
I created the web series. When my daughters are grown now, but when they were young, there was no real programming out there for small, young people of color showing that they could be empowered, having really powerful role models. I mean, we know now that, you can become president.
Yes.
But can you become a superhero? It's not just Iron Man. It's not just about, E.T. It's not about the normal, typical Hollywood thing. It was about really showing diversity.
Yes.
And we wanted to show somebody not in a secondary role, but in a primary role. So, and we decided that the easiest way of doing this was by taking a small child who would be able to really handle the concept of, an alien invasion, where an adult might not be able to grasp it.
Yes.
And really showing her adventures of it. And we wanted to make her intelligent. We wanted to show that she was inquisitive and fearless. And that's really how we designed Angie.
Wonderful.
Tori really embodies all that.
Yes, she does.
When she auditioned, she was just like that. She wasn't really, it didn't really feel like she was acting. It felt like she was inhabiting the part, and that's what really impresses about it.
Nice.
Because I wish I could take credit and say it's so clever, but really, Tori really makes the show, and she's very watchable.
So you wrote it, or you had the idea in mind, and here she manifested.
Absolutely. And we read a lot of little children for it. But she really just sort of popped, and it's so obvious that we both sort of looked at each other and said, okay,
You didn't even have to look anymore once you found her. So now tell me this. Now you are a whopping 8 years old? 9 years old?
9.
You're
I'm
a
9
whopping
too,
9. You're 9 as well?
I'm 9 as well.
Okay. We're going to focus on this 9-year-old. Okay. All right. So you're a whopping 9-year-old.
Yes.
When did you know you wanted to start acting?
When I was 3.
How did you know?
Because I was watching TV and watching SpongeBob, and they were really dramatic, and I wanted to do that and be on TV. And I asked my mom if I could be on TV, and she's like, "Oh, okay." She's just playing. And then I kept on bugging her about it, so she decided to put me in theater, and that worked out really well. And then I got auditions in New York while I was in North Carolina.
Wow.
And going 9 hours there and 9 hours back was just too much for them.
Yes.
So they decided to move to New Jersey and either just take the path there.
Okay.
And I auditioned for some things, maybe Matilda and some commercials.
Yes.
And I booked some of them, and it was just really easy. And then so the more the bigger I got, the more people would want to
hire you?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So it's something that you continue to do and you continue to practice so that you get better at it?
Yes.
Excellent. So now if people want to see this show, where do they need to go?
You can go, if you have children, you can go to Battery Pop, or you can go to YouTube.
You can go to YouTube. Anywhere else where they can
Also on our website, it's www.theinvadersseries.com. We're also on HerTube TV. We're right now, I think we just recently got translated into Russian, so that's going to start next month. And we're going to be in Belgium. I think after that, they're translating into French, so we're starting to get out there.
Excellent.
And we're talking to Nickelodeon right now also.
Okay.
So it's good.
Okay. Well, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and it was wonderful meeting you.
Nice to meet you, too.
And I wish you continued success in your acting career.
Okay.
Okay? And I wish you continued success
Thank you.
behind the scenes in this industry.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. And we'll be back shortly on Dr. Walls and Friends. I'm Dr. Kathleen Walls.
And I'm Sean Eileen.
And
you're watching Dr. Walls and Friends on UCCN.TV.
Welcome back to Dr. Walls and Friends, and I'm here with Marty Davis, the producer of The Invaders.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me.
Oh, well, I love it. We had the opportunity to meet Tori and also to meet Mark.
Yeah.
And so now we get a chance to meet you. So we're excited. I feel like we have a full team here.
We do have a full team here today. This is really a great event, the Urban Action Showcase, showcasing women and adults.
Yes.
And really great action genre. We're the only ones here that have a child who's of that genre. So it's been really exciting to be a part of this event.
Yeah, and I was just thinking how wonderful to be able to have a child in this event with people who are legends in the industry so that the legacy can continue.
Absolutely.
So now tell us about your role as a producer in this web series.
My role is to bring together the whole team for the production, because we actually have about 20 episodes that we've already shot, and we've been moving through production and promoting at the same time.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of a different approach compared to projects where you produce the project, you wrap it up, and then you go out and promote it. We're actually still shooting, and the storyline continues. So keep watching us on theinvaders.com is where you can see us. But I ended up meeting Mark a number of years ago and working with him on a Doritos Spec commercial.
Okay.
And then when this project came about, he contacted me because he saw the work that I do and brought me on board to be able to bring this whole concept to life.
Wonderful.
So it's been a lot of fun. He's a really fantastic writer, puts together these scripts that allow Katori as Angie and Catherine Mannett, who plays Beth, allows them to really bring their characters to life.
Yes.
And we have other roles and characters that come into the series as we move through the episodes. So it's not just Katori by herself, but she has to fight aliens. She has good aliens that are assisting her, and so it's a lot of fun.
Excellent. So tell the people again where they can go see this web series.
You can see it right here on the bottom where it says The Invaders webseries.com. Invaderseries.com, sorry.
That's all right.
On Facebook, it's The Invaders Web Series.
Okay.
So come see us and like us.
Yes.
And follow us.
And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Dr. Walls, for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. We'll be back shortly on Dr. Walls and Friends. Welcome back to Dr. Walls and Friends on UCCN. We are live at the Urban Action Showcase and Expo in Manhattan, New York. And I am here with three very interesting gentlemen. I wasn't expecting this today. And now I'm excited. I mean, you all know I have a natural glow, but now I'm having other people glow as well. So
You got the glow.
I have the glow. And at the 30th celebration of the Last Dragon, I got the glow. All right. And so let's do some introductions. You are?
My name is Flynn.
Flynn?
Mike
and
John.
And John. Please tell the people what organization you're from.
We are members of New York Jedi, the world's first lightsaber stage combat school. Like, we actually train in lightsaber martial arts. Started in 2005, and we're just entered our 10th year.
That is amazing to me. Now, how long have you been a part of it?
I'm co-founder, so from the get-go.
From the beginning. And you said for how long?
5 years.
5 years. Now, how did you find out about it?
Well, I found out about this group wandering park of Washington Square, and I was just seeing glowing sticks. I'm like, wait, is that what I think it is? And it's like, oh my God, it's lightsabers. And this one gave me a card. And one class led to another, and 5 years later,
here you are.
Yes.
And would you say that's generally how people find out about the organization?
Sure. We attend a lot of comic conventions and similar shows like this when we get invited, other events, movie premieres and stuff like that. So, and birthday parties. So people find out that there's actually something like this. Oh my God. And then what's the website? Oh, NewYorkJedi.com.
Okay.
And people just pass it on to others. Our class is open, so you don't have to have any reservations. Like $10 a head per class. It's usually once a week, every Thursday in Manhattan. Sometimes we'll have some more workshops, and we'll even have guest teachers come in and actually do real martial arts application of how it would apply to the lightsaber.
Wow.
Yeah, we all really practice. We're all really trained.
And that's what I was going to say. We were talking off air, and you were talking about how there really are a lot of people who have a martial arts background.
When we started out performing at the New York Halloween Parade in 2005, a lot of people were gathered, had a background either in martial arts or stage combat. So the performance that we made was really a really great spectacle. So that's what attracts people to start asking us, hey, do you teach classes in this? And he had the bright idea to, why not? Let's
just start. People just kept showing up.
Look at that. Look at that. So I think in this role, I will pretend, and this really will be acting, I'll act like I'm a damsel in distress. And then all right, y'all better watch out now. Uh-oh. Oh, help. help.
You're so
How's it
distressed.
right? It's distressing watching my acting. Go ahead.
It's the playtime that actually gets people first involved because but most of our instructors have backgrounds in, as I said, either practical martial arts, classical martial arts, stage combat, and people can come in without feeling too self-conscious about it if they have no experience at all. The fun aspect and the familiar aspect of the lightsaber really allows them to come in and not feel self-conscious about it. And a lot of the members, after sampling the various styles that we introduce with our lightsabers, they've gone on to take formal classes in classical martial arts because they start to get a flavor for it. So we're happy to be around to help either introduce people into it or even inspire them to go further in their studies.
And you know, when you were talking about the fun aspect of it, which really has been a gateway to learning so much more, you were saying that you're listed in New York as what's your ranking for fun things to do in New York?
Well, this I think 2 months ago, Time Out New York gave the top 10 fun things to do, top 10 classes. We were number one. It was like a 2-page spread, and like ours was the biggest photo.
Wow.
And that's the second or third time we've been in Time Out New York. So Village Voice, lots of local newspapers. We've been on the Today Show, Wired Magazine.
Actually, we've been in the New York Times and the London Times as well.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
There was like one weekend after the other.
Now, during the demonstration, I noticed that sometimes there's the one and then there's a double.
Yeah.
What is, oh, you're the double. Now, is there a difference in the training that needs to happen between the two?
Well, yeah, a bit. Same way with a single blade, it's like swinging a sword. This is basically a staff.
Okay.
So it depends on what you're comfortable with.
All right. All right.
Whatever style you're comfortable with and whatever works for you, that's all it takes.
It's really, see, the cool thing about a lightsaber is like all martial arts translate to the lightsaber. So if you're formally schooled in, say, fencing, epee, foil, all that kind of stuff, you can use some of those techniques in with the lightsaber. And then you got the other styles like a Japanese style or
Wushu saber.
Wushu saber, like Wushu martial arts, the Kung Fu. Then you got samurai, and samurai is a big application for the forms.
Yes.
Because your footwork's all going to be the same, the holding of the saber is going to be the same, but the only rule is you just can't touch the blade. But that's part of the game.
Right.
Right. So I mean, I can touch the blade because it's not really a lightsaber.
Right.
But it really allows you to have what did T.J. Glenn say? It's the danger factor without actually being dangerous.
Yes.
Yeah, so you get the association, the hold, the balance. You have a really good saber that's really well balanced. It really translates really, really well. So then when you pick up your traditional martial arts weapons, you've been practicing.
Look at that. Now, does your organization sell these, or do people have to get them made, or what?
Well, not usually. John's holding an Ultra Sabers.
Okay.
That's actually two different ones put together to form a staff. That would be Ultra Sabers. Mine's Custom Saber Shop. Mike's has my other Custom Saber Shop. You got Genesis Sabers, Saber Forge. There are a whole bunch of companies out there that have been born out of the need for real good sabers. Because it's a polycarbonate tube. You can really strike it, and these things they don't usually break. Unless you're really pounding on them, which we don't promote that. So it's stage combat. You know where the hit's going to land.
That is amazing. Who knew? 10 years ago.
I didn't know. I really woke up and said, "I'm going to be a Jedi."
So it's great for those who love the whole Jedi mind and the training and just to be able to have that fun in adulthood, but also a very important way to start learning and be a gateway to some additional learning into the martial arts.
We are known as the gateway drug to other martial arts. That's one of our taglines, actually.
I love it. I love it. Give the people the website again and contact information so they can participate in this.
Sure. It's NewYorkJedi.com or at New York Jedi on Twitter, hashtag. And we have the website. We have Facebook. We're Facebook.com/New York Jedi. Also NYJedi.com works too.
Okay.
And then we actually have a larger organization called the New York Lightsaber Academy, where we're actually doing more classes, more like Saber Kids is part of that.
All right.
So I mean, it's really expanding. You've got other clubs out in the UK. They're doing a full sport ranking system.
Really?
So you wear armor. They're really going for it.
Oh my goodness.
But they didn't exist more than 5-6 years ago.
That's incredible.
It's really crazy. And it's a real fun new martial arts sport.
Well, maybe it'll be in the Olympics one day.
That would be fun.
That would be funny
There's
too.
going to be a surge with the new movies coming out.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, very good point.
These are not your daddy's lightsabers.
That's
These are-
right. So don't try this at home without training.
No, please try this at home.
Please try it at home and come try it with them.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. And thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we'll be back on Dr. Walls and Friends. Welcome back to Dr. Walls and Friends on UCCN. We are live at the Urban Action Showcase and Expo in Manhattan. And as you can see, I am very protected right now by a Marine Corps here, my own little personal posse and group. And so I'm going to have each of you introduce yourselves to our audience.
Okay, my name is Major Darnell McCullough.
I'm Second Lieutenant Lamar J. Wingster.
I'm Sergeant Jennings.
All right. Did I get that in order?
Yes, you did.
All right.
Perfect. Good job.
I'm saying you act like I know something, right?
Good job. Just a little bit.
Okay. So now it's very interesting. We were talking off camera about a program that you all are a part of.
Mhm.
Can you tell our listening audience about that program?
Sure. Well, we're an extracurricular youth nonprofit for kids ages 9 and up. And when I mean and up, literally and up. We help kids with reading, writing, arithmetic, ASVAB, SAT prep, community fitness, financial literacy, martial arts, and just the overall positive and productive mindset. It's where we have guys like Sergeant Jennings here who don't come from as humble past and has the right to make positive choices or negative choices, and he chose the hard choice, which is the easier choice in the long run. So we really work with kids from a younger age in order to cultivate a positive mental attitude and a set of values. We have 14 leadership traits that we help them with and develop over time. So our youth is actually led by youth.
Wonderful.
And we train the trainers, and the trainers train us.
Okay.
Everybody has their specialty. Second Lieutenant Wingster trumps all of our belts. One guy missing is our Battalion Sergeant Major. He has a couple of black belts himself. So we did some quick math.
Yes.
My 3 plus his 2 don't equal up to his 9 plus 8 plus 2. So when it comes down to the martial arts aspect, we do look to him for his leadership and his guidance. When it comes down to military stuff, we look to our Sergeant Major. When it looks to, the business aspect, that's what we're here for. But the thing that unifies us all is we're all here for the betterment of our youth, because our motto is if we focus on the problems of our kids today, then we won't have half the problems of adults tomorrow.
That is the absolute truth. Now, how did you get involved in this program?
Well, actually, my son is a Marine, and I saw Major McCullough at the park a year ago, and I saw Marines, and I was like, wow, those are Marines. And the closer I got, they were kids, and I was like, whoa, what is that? It's kids. And I was like, whatever you guys doing, I want to do it. I definitely want to be involved and see what I can do. Like I said, my son is a Marine, so it's like I want to be able to help the cause. And he told me what you just heard, and I said I'm down. And he was all the way in Brooklyn, and at that time I lived upstate New York, an hour and a half away.
Wow.
And I would go down to the base and watch them drill, and that was
came down here.
Look at that.
5 times, on time, a half an hour early.
Really?
5 times. That's what it took for me to be convinced that he was serious.
Okay.
Because we're slow to hire and quick to fire. You know what I mean? That's why we're still so successful.
See?
There's other programs out there they look like us. They claim they do the things that we do. They don't.
But they don't do it.
There are other established nonprofits and not-for-profits that they give 5 times our budget, but they don't do a fifth of what we do. We have actual results because we run a results-based organization.
Yes.
You think about it. How many years do you want your son or daughter to spend in the 6th grade? Approximately. 1. Right? So, if it looks like we're going on the wrong path, right, Sergeant Jennings, we pour on all sorts of pressure. Social pressure, peer pressure, family pressure, financial pressure. Listen, we're going to take away that allowance. You can't go out for the summer. You're going to have to cut off your little girlfriend. This is what we do. In our program, we don't do those things. What we do is we tell them, listen, life is fair. If you want a cake, you put in the ingredients, you get the cake.
That's right.
You put in something different or take out something different, you get a cake. It might not taste as good or maybe better to give you a sweet tooth,
Yes.
but you get a cake. So we don't make excuses. Ain't that right, Sergeant Jennings? You know what? Go ahead.
I got ready to say, I'm about, now how did you get involved with this program and how has this program changed your life?
Well, basically, I started out in another cadet program, and the cadet program that I was in, it wasn't really doing anything for me. I would just go there just to participate and just basically to wear a uniform. And it was one day he had came down to the cadet program, and for some reason he had took interest in me, and he started talking to me. And one night I had went home and I had started thinking about everything that I was going through, everything that I was doing, and I knew that I wasn't doing right, but I wanted better. So basically, he basically talked to me, and it really like put a challenge in my head, and from since then I just started following in his tutelage and changed my life for the better. I had to cut off all the wrong people that I was hanging out with in order to change, and I see the change even though I didn't like it.
Yes.
It was very uncomfortable.
Very unfamiliar.
Yes, very unfamiliar.
All good things are upstream.
Yes, and
keep growing.
You know, and dealing with people that's on you every day, just talking out of nowhere. Just, something not usually I deal with, but you know, I learned and grew into it, and you know, it's actually a great experience.
It sounds like increasing your self-awareness and accountability.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So now for people who are watching this who might be interested in either joining the program or know people who would benefit from the program, how do they find out about it? Where do they need to go? Website? Contact?
Do some push-ups.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm just joking. Actually, you can go to www.uymc.org and you can find out everything. We started out having 6 kids in no place. Now we have 4 locations across 2 states. So, and that's in a 2-year time span.
Wow.
And it's not about the rapid growth. It's about the solid growth.
Yes.
Because they'll tell you, I'd rather have 10 strong than 100 weak. I have no problem kicking a kid out in our program. We want you to be here, and you need to want to be here. So if you go to www.uymc.org, you can find out all of our information, our locations, all the things we do. There's some knowledge on there. You know, it's a free program. The only thing kids pay for is a PT uniform. We give you about like 2 to 3 months to pay for it.
Okay.
It comes with a t-shirt, sweater, sweatpants, and shorts.
Yes.
And that's only $65. If you don't have the money for it, we'll find a way to make it work for the kids, because you know, you don't want to charge a cell phone bill to a kid in the projects that wants to be here. You know, so we want to help those kids that really want to be here.
Wonderful. Now, Sergeant, what would you recommend, or what words do you have to give to people who might be in a position that you were in and making the change to join this type of program and change your life?
All I gotta say is just be ready.
Ready?
Be ready.
Is it worth it though?
Yes, it is worth it at the end of it. Just gotta push forward. Just gotta push for greatness. You know, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit.
I love it.
We also have young ladies in our program as well.
Do?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
So you guys don't have to worry. We do have young ladies in our program as well.
Come right here. Come right here.
Come on here and introduce yourself to our audience.
My name is Cadet Corporal Mendez. I am from Queens, and I am in the program for about 3 years now.
And how did you get involved in the program?
My uncle's in the Army, and he used to train in the Army National Guard barracks. He started out in Harlem Marine Cadets, and then ended up with Major. He was a captain at the time, and went to the program, and now I'm on my way to hopefully enlisting in the Marines.
All right. And how would you say it's changed your life?
It got me out of the streets a lot, put me in a whole different mindset, and actually gave me something to look forward to.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, gentlemen, I thank you for the work that you do. I know you two are here, but you represent a whole lot of other people as well. And I thank you two for sharing your story, because many times people don't realize that they're either in the same place or that they can make the change. And you two represent for a lot of people that you're able to make the change.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Thank you for taking time out to interview us.
Of
We appreciate
course.
this.
Now, you know I did it because I want to hear the you know what?
Do you have some earplugs?
I'll step aside.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right. You got to say on 3.
1, 2, 3.
Hoorah!
All right now. We'll be back shortly on Dr. Walls and Friends. Welcome back to Dr. Walls and Friends. I am standing here with someone. I should, make it happen on TV and make you promise to do it.
What's that?
Make me into a superhero.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that. Well, it's complicated. I gotta talk to my lawyer, and then I gotta talk to my manager.
Here you go.
It's a lot.
See, I'm saying this is what happens when you meet people from Philly. They just start, that same Kevin Hart kind of stuff.
Well, I'm originally from Barbados.
So you gonna blame it on that?
No, wait, no. It's supposed to be a good thing.
All right, let me introduce you to the people. I just came in messing with you.
That's all right.
This is Sean Aline.
Yes.
And you are, describe what you do for the people.
I'm a full-time freelance illustrator.
Yes.
And I say illustrator as opposed to like graphic designer or anything because I love art in all forms. Mm-hmm. So I try to express myself in as many ways as possible, whether that's through a logo, whether it's to character design, whether it's through storyboards for a music video, a t-shirt, whatever it is.
Yes.
If it's art, that's what I'm about.
And an incredible artist he is.
I appreciate it.
Incredible. And I met him today, and it's just so funny here at the Urban Action Showcase and Expert in Manhattan. And it's amazing because you live in Philly.
Mm-hmm, I do.
I'm in Philly, but we had to come all the way up here to Manhattan.
That's all right,
to meet each other.
That's when things that happen when they're supposed to happen.
Exactly.
Because I may have met you in Philly and like I may have bumped into you and you slapped me or cursed me out
I would not ever do that.
Okay.
Everybody knows I wouldn't do that.
All right.
All right. So now, show the people the good stuff you have behind your back.
Okay. How did you know that?
Aha.
Well, the first thing I want to show everyone is the comic book that I've been working on with my crew, the Street Team Studio crew.
I'll hold some for you if you want.
Thank you.
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
it. Yeah,
All
so
right.
That's the first issue of the comic book, and what makes this comic book so special is it's truly a collaborative project. Me and 5 other guys, we took our own individually created comic book characters, and we formed a team. And at first, we just wanted to do something kind of fun, just kind of express ourselves and come together as a community.
Yes.
But it quickly turned into something more serious when we got contacted by an individual that wanted to turn it into a video game.
Oh wow.
So yeah, we spent the last few years working on the video game, working on a comic book, and then just the way that the interwebs work and the power of connectivity, we were contacted by R.L. Scott, an indie producer and director, who said he wanted to sign us up for a movie.
Cool.
Yeah, so now we're working on the live action movie adaptation of the comic book.
See, y'all, I need to be a comic book hero.
It happens.
All right.
So.
And what else do we have? Street Team Universe Guide.
The Street Team Universe Guide, what it is a companion to the comic book.
Yes.
And for everyone who grew up with comic books or who didn't, I was always a big fan of knowing what the character's about, knowing their story, their powers a little bit more. So instead of just putting out a comic book, we wanted to put out a companion piece where people could kind of read and learn a little bit more about the characters, get a little further into the world, because we want to create a rich, deep experience.
Yes.
And not just throwaway characters. We want people to be invested in these characters.
Right.
So that's what the companion guide is about.
Okay.
And even more special and dear to me is a project that I'm working on called Azan. Azan is the name of a West Indian spirit that's supposed to be a protector. And I took that name to represent this character that's going to spin off from the comic books.
Yes.
From the Street Team Studios. I was always a big fan of what happens next. And a lot of creators, they ask themselves questions to see if they could come up with answers to those questions.
Yeah.
So my question I asked myself was, what happens after all the devastation in the city? What about the citizens that live there?
Yeah.
And Azan picks up the story of this young female, lives in the city, has to deal with this aftermath and how she deals with this aftermath. And the other thing that was so important for me is that I wanted a strong female character.
Yes.
I was a little tired of a lot of, I don't want to say it's every book or anything like that, but a lot of times it seems like there's a poor representation of females in comics and in media. Besides that, too, a poor representation of diversity.
Yes.
So I made sure that she was Nubian, ergo black.
See,
Yes.
I'm telling you, I should be a comic book hero. Go ahead.
I think so.
Okay, go ahead.
Well,
I'm doing subliminal messages.
Oh, okay.
Okay, go
not
ahead.
subliminal. They're not that subliminal.
Okay.
So I wanted to make sure that she was a black character. I wanted to make sure she was a strong female. She had her own mind. She was anti-establishment. Like, she wouldn't just follow the trends of what's going on. She would think about herself. And really important, if I could show this really quick.
Yes, please.
I wanted to show that she wasn't clad in the typical look of a lot of female superheroes. Like, as you can see, she's fully covered.
Yes, she is.
I didn't do a pose where she's like turned around, looking over her shoulder, like bent over. The over sexualization. She's actually a big girl. She's a breakdancer. She's a graffiti writer. She's a spoken word artist.
Oh, wow.
So I wanted people to look beyond just the physical and get to know her.
And be able to relate to her on the inside of who she is. I like that.
So that's what's going on.
All right, and what's the last one you have behind you?
This is a book called this is my art book called Raise. Raise meaning to burn to the ground. And it represents me starting a new page in my career, my view on art. I felt for a while that my art was stagnant and that I was drawing just for the sake of drawing, or just drawing for the sake of paying bills.
Yes.
And I want to find a way to pay the bills, yes, but express myself a little more fully. So after this art book is done, I'm probably going to be changing up my style a little bit more.
Yeah.
And producing all new material.
I love that you talk about that, because one of the things when I talk with people about living their passion and their purpose, that sometimes what happens is there's an evolvement. Many times there's an evolvement that takes place. And sometimes some people have difficulty letting go of what was to move into what is.
Yeah, and it happens because a lot of times we're human. We get caught up with trying to pay bills. We get caught up with maybe even jealousy. You see someone that they're doing something and is making a lot of money, and it's like, hey, I could do that just as easily. And for me, I had to learn after a long journey that sometimes is about just expressing yourself, being true to your vision, as opposed to following everybody else's.
Yes.
And that's part of the creative process for me. It's not just about drawing pretty pictures. It's about someone seeing that. This is going to sound cheesy, right?
Go ahead.
When I was younger, I wanted to be a magician.
All right.
I thought it was like that was the most fascinating thing in the world, that you can make some person believe in something and manipulate the forces of nature and stuff.
Yes.
For me, art has become that. If I can take a blank piece of paper, a pencil, pen, whatever, and create an image that makes you question something, look at something differently, or see an old character in a new way.
Yes.
I've done my work. I've done my job, and it's more fulfilling for me as an artist.
You're an alchemist.
I never thought of it that way. I'm going to put that on a business card.
Yes.
Thank you. Shaunaline Alchemist.
Yes.
Someone says, what does that mean? Figure it out.
That's right. Or you could say, check out Dr. Walls, known as Alchemy, the comic book hero.
There it is.
I'm saying.
I like it.
Me too.
I see you're already working on the title.
I'm working on it. Okay.
You're going to have a whole story and everything by the time we leave here, right?
Yes, I will. All right. For people to find you online, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you if they want to hire you to do some work for them?
The best way is to contact me through Facebook at Pyroglyphic Studios. It's kind of long, but it's PYROGLYPHICS Studio. Or they can contact me by email, pyroglyphics1, that's just the numeral, at Comcast.net. And pyroglyphics meaning it's taken from hieroglyphics.
Yes.
So pyro meaning hot, glyphics meaning images, hot images.
Oh, snap.
Come on, it's not just looks.
If we didn't have to break this mic, I'd drop it right now. Bam.
Let me do it.
Go ahead.
I just dropped one
and
for
he
you.
did it. And so what we're going to do on that note, we're going to say thank you for joining us on Dr. Walls and Friends.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome back to Dr. Walls and Friends. We are here live at the Urban Action Showcase and Expo in Manhattan, New York. And I am here with two people who you heard on the Dr. Walls and Friends radio show. And now you get a chance to put faces with the name. So please reintroduce yourself to the listening audience.
I'm Kaya Ma'at.
I'm Bartune the Herbalist.
And you are from, the name of your business is?
The Forgotten Foods Remembered.
That's right.
That's right. Don't forget the remembered part.
That's right.
That's right.
And that's the part. And what I love your product, so I could sit up here and do a commercial for y'all already.
Give thanks.
Yes.
Yeah.
But tell the people about the Forgotten Foods Remembered.
You want to start it?
I'll start it.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, basically, we're one of the few companies that you'll ever meet that was created by popular demand, that was not created for profit motivations. My husband actually sought out to create the most potent, the most powerful herbal tonics possible. And they're connoisseur herbal tonics, not commercial at all.
That's right.
We actually age these products very much like vintage wine. We bury them in the earth on a new moon. We unearth them 9 months later on a full moon. And we do that so that each and every formula has an electrical charge.
Yes.
Yeah, and we work with amethyst, crystals.
I was going to say.
A lot of alchemical processes go into them. So when you taste them, when you feel them, it's an experience. You can actually feel your cells wake up.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. What has this process been like for you? That, you know, when this came into your awareness, I'm going to say your remembrance, really.
Yeah.
Well, being thankful and gifted with being steward over the power of the plants, it's an honor. And actually, it started out as a youth, playing in the garden with my mom and feeling the energy in the earth.
Yes.
And I just cultivated that connection throughout the years, staying in the jungle, staying in the woods, just growing close to nature. But the main thing is that when my mother fell sick, all I saw was a picture of pill bottles on the side of her bed,
Yes.
And I couldn't understand why. Everybody said, "Look at George, pills."
But she was getting sicker and
She was
sicker.
getting sicker and sicker and sicker, yeah. So I vowed that I would not allow my body to be infiltrated with those kind of chemicals in my body. So growing close and close into nature and understanding the language of the plants allowed me to do what we do now, just being a vessel. It's not my doing. I'm just being used to create these formulas for my people.
I bear witness.
Yeah.
I bear witness.
Yeah, it's important that we embrace our own life insurance, because there are a lot of things out there in the air that are attacking our immune system and weakening our immune system. So our platform is to clean and vitalize the blood and to fortify the immune system and build the red blood cells and the white T cells in the body, and also to feed the mind of the cells intelligent stimulation so that the organs can do what they need to do optimally in the body. So every organ has a cell community.
Yes.
So when you deal with the body on a cellular level, then the body can do the job properly.
Yes.
You're not talking about putting a Band-Aid over. You go into the core. So basically, what we have with the Forgotten Foods is bone marrow food. So when you deal with the bone marrow, you're talking about the RNA and DNA factor in the body that causes the cells to regenerate and rejuvenate. So our objective is to slow down the aging process and speed up the healing process, and so that the body can do what they need to do optimally for a long, healthy life, not just a long life, but a long quality life.
And now one thing that I can testify to your products is that sometimes when people make different elixirs, they don't taste so great.
Well.
But that is not the case with yours.
Right. My husband prides himself on being a culinary herbalist.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, so that means that
Coin
not
that
only
term.
yes,
Yeah,
he has.
that's right, we did.
He did. Yeah, but it's true. Even children find it palatable, and that's why a lot of mothers love to shop with us and work with us, because those products, as strong and potent as they are, they give them to the children and they take them. And they ask for them by name.
Look at that. I know there's a miracle food.
Miracle Emerald Green's 10th Power.
Yes.
That's our flagship product. It's our #1 selling product. It has the top green chlorophyll alkaline foods in it. It has the creme de la creme Chinese herbs, and it has 16 medicinal mushrooms that kill cancer cells, tumor cells, viruses, bacteria, candida, just gobbles up those bad things. All of that's in that one product.
Look at that.
Yeah, and basically one of the things that we teach right now is bringing to the awareness that when we sit down to breakfast, lunch, and dinner, there's virtually no nutrition on the plate anymore. No nutrition on the plate anymore. So therefore, we have to think supplementally.
Yes.
We have to say, well, where can we sell food? Where can we, because at the end of the day, the only reason we're supposed to be eating is to regenerate ourselves.
Correct.
So if the food isn't getting it, we have to find where are we getting it from.
That's right.
So then you have to find a source you trust. So do you walk into a health food store and go eeny, meeny, miny, mo? Do you walk into a health food store and pick the cheapest thing off the shelf?
A lot of people do that too.
Or do you put a face to the product and you can trust the people that are bringing it to you because they're a living product of their own products, and so are thousands of other people that are now Forgotten Foods family.
Look at that.
Yeah. So now speaking of the foods, I'm a culinary herbalist, and my Empress Goddess Kaya, she is the most sought after vegan, vegetarian, raw food gourmet chef on the planet.
And see, now y'all know why she's standing next to me.
So with the gift that was given me for the herbs, we have a blend of my herbs into our foods, and we have created a new line of foods called the 7th Food Group.
Oh.
The 7th Food Group.
Okay, now.
We've been inducted with the 6 food groups.
Yes.
That hasn't worked.
That hasn't. So we're going with 7, the number of completion.
7th. Scripture number 7. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's called the 7th Food Group.
Yeah.
So it's high frequency gourmet medicinal foods. Cell food.
Like those tomatoes.
Right. You had some?
I didn't have them yet.
Well, we got it for you.
You gotta come.
Yep.
Seriously, because we're running out. You need to come.
Okay.
Yeah, you won't regret it.
All right.
So we have it in plain, spicy, and spicy. Yeah.
Not double spicy.
Double spicy.
The cameraman is losing his mind over there right now.
Oh, you had some? Okay.
I got ready to say, I hope he stays behind the camera here.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Well, I got
dashing over to the table over there.
But it's true that like the 7th Food Group is a new line of foods that deal with on the body on the cellular level, and it's absolutely palatable to the max. Yeah. Because we as people are slaves to the palate.
Yeah.
So when you capture the palate and you capture the cell nutrition, the assimilation of the cells, then you got something to help the people. That's what we do. Our work is for the people.
It's the truth. So now, if people would like to find out more about your products, because you also do consultations, right?
We do.
For any health pieces that they need
I'm
to
a lifestyle counselor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if they need to get in contact with you, if they'd like to order products, what's the best way for them to go about this?
Well, we're online, www.theforgottenfoods.com.
Okay.
Or you can reach us at 770-573-0488.
Excellent. Well, I thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to meet you in person after talking with you on the phone.
I know, right?
I thought I was going to have to come to Belize and find y'all.
Well, you may still have to do that.
That works.
Okay.
All right, we're going to get tomatoes.
And get your tomatoes.
All right, bye, y'all. We'll be back on Dr. Walls and Friends.